Hello everyone and welcome back. I hope this video finds you all well. Today's video I'm going to be doing my week 1 check-in for paycheck number 1 for the month of January. If you are new here, my name is JoJo. On this channel, I share with you our family's journey to financial freedom. I post paycheck budget forecasts, weekly check-ins like the one you're going to see today, debt, net worth updates, and sinking funds. Let's go ahead and just hop right to it. I have my transaction log here. If this is your first time stopping by, this is a transaction log I put together for us to track all money flowing in, flowing out of our various accounts. The first column here is the date the transaction occurred, a description of the transaction, how much it was for, how much is remaining from the category that I had budgeted, and then the category that it falls into. I have this checkbox section over here and I color code all of the categories. Green is any income, pink is a bill, yellow is variable expenses, blue is a sinking fund, and purple is savings. This is my weekly check-in sheet over here, and each paycheck covers 2 weeks worth of expenses. This is for paycheck 1 like we said, or like I said. And this is from January 13th to January 19th. And we're looking at week 1. I try to fill this transaction log out twice a week, usually on Fridays and Tuesdays or Wednesdays. And what I do when I'm coming to calculate how much we had spent for each category, oh, you know what? I didn't fill out my categories. Let me go ahead and do that off camera and I will be right back. Okay, there we go. Now I have all of my categories filled out over here for our variable expenses. And we're just going to start at the top here with groceries. What I'll do is come find the most recent grocery purchase. It looks like that was at Walmart. We had some friends over for dinner and a game night, and I had picked up some salad on my way home before the dinner. Okay, so what I'll do, I budget $325 to last us 2 weeks for groceries. And I can see I have $161.95 left over. So what I'll do is I'll take that $325 I budgeted for 2 weeks. We're in the first week of this paycheck and I'll just subtract that $161.95. And that tells me that we spent $163.05. And we still have the $161.95 remaining moving into week 2. Now we'll come find fun. And we have been eating out a lot. I don't know about you guys, but coming out of the holiday, we'd also been sick. There were some exclusions at school. I have had a hard time getting back into our meal planning. I did good with actually planning our meal, but what happened was I was not good about making sure I had all of the ingredients for our food. And so, you know, we were like missing a key ingredient. We're just like, all right, let's just get a pizza. Let's just get some steak and shake. And yeah, it's been a struggle trying to get back on the train here. Let's see. So household and pets. We had $45.27 remaining. I budget $150 for 2 weeks. And this one we always seem to struggle with. My husband had taken the kids to a reef store to pick out some more fish. It's something really fun that they like to do together. Each of the kids has an aquarium in their bedroom, and then we have a big one in our family room. My husband really enjoys fish, and it's something fun for them to do together. They were really excited to show me the the fish that they had gotten. It was, and naming them and all that fun stuff. But we had spent a lot on pets, mainly during week 1. Let's see, gas, we're doing a little better, but I think I have a Costco card that I fill up my gas. My husband mainly goes to Maverick, and it is more at Maverick, and we don't get cash back on the card that he uses. So I'm going to get another Costco card for him to be able to use at Costco instead and fill up there. And that will hopefully help us out with gas. Let's see, so we each get $80 per paycheck for spending. My husband has $39.32 left. So he had spent $40.68. For me, after we had that game night with friends, I had had one too many glasses of wine, and that next morning, I had to work the next morning, and I wanted a big breakfast with bacon and eggs and all that good stuff to fill up my stomach so that I didn't feel so crummy. But that's this last one here, this cafe purchase. So really all I'd spent was $10.90, and the other purchase was the wine that I had bought for my friend and I for game night. So that is how my budget transpired, or my spending. Let's see, this miscellaneous, we have this unbudgeted listed here, and honestly I'm thinking of removing that from our budget because the miscellaneous is essentially absorbing that any unbudgeted expenses we have. But miscellaneous is usually little purchases for the kids, or allowances, treats at the store, or again random things that come up that are not budgeted. So thinking of removing that. But we really didn't buy a whole lot. It was $16.90 that we had spent out of the $75 I had budgeted. So that leaves us with $58.10. Moving into week 2. We still do have a decent amount. Now what we'll do is figure out how much we spent total. So we have the $163.05 from groceries, $70.89 from fun, $104.73, $10.61, $40.68, $10. Oh, that's funny. My husband and I were really close as far as our change. Oh no, me and the miscellaneous. Let's see. So I'm gonna go ahead, double check I put everything in right. Okay, so we spent a total of $517.76. Now let's see how much we have remaining. Moving into week 2. 527, 89, 39, 39. How is your guys' start of the new year going with your budget? Ours, I feel like we're getting back into the flow of things. Again, just trying to get routines going, and a lot of that has been our meal planning. Okay, so a way that I double check myself, I budget $1,010 total for all of these variable expenses to last us for 2 weeks. I spent $517.76, and we have $492.24 remaining from that $1,010 that I budget. I'm going to double check my math, and this should hopefully add up to $1,010, and it does. Now we will move over to the paycheck budget and finish plugging in the rest of our transactions. Okay, here we are at the paycheck budget forecast. We're going to go ahead and start at the top here with income. Those are going to be the green boxes. This first one here, I had noted we'd rolled money over from the previous paycheck to cover our electricity and gas bill. So I'm just going to circle that as rollover, and that is going to be, I need to do that in my blue pen. going to be $200. Check that off. Income 1 had come in over what we had expected, which I do try to underestimate these. That was $2,915.13. Income 2 was under budget. So we had been sick. There was not vacation time to cover the sick days that were taken, or we'd chosen to conserve that vacation time until we actually went on a family vacation. If you watched my goals, my 2022 goals, I really want us to go on one true family vacation. So we had made the choice, instead of tapping into the vacation pay to cover the sick time, that we would just take the pay cut. And it didn't end up being that bad because there was some overtime that was being paid out from a previous paycheck because of the time card system was down, and so that was a pleasant surprise. So we're only short by about $60, and you can see overall this income 1 was over by about $45. So it's not really that much total that we are under budget for income. But this one will be in red because if it was below what we expected, it was $1109.14. But again, you guys, having this forecast, this plan before these life things come up, you know, it makes it so much easier to come up with a game plan, a plan B, C, whatever that you need to come up with, because, you know, such is life. Things don't always go as planned. Let me see. So savings 2, we are actually not going to be contributing anything to savings 2. First bill that we have was that electricity and gas bill that we had rolled over, and that had ended up coming out on the 13th. I did not have it on here because it was supposed to come out for the last paycheck, but we are still good there. It was $198.88. Okay. Our next bill is my CE's subscription that came out as expected at $12. Our cell phone, we just changed providers. There were some credits and things kind of coming out in the wash. So I'm still not sure if this is going to be our consistent bill. I'm going to have to keep an eye on this to make sure that credits are being applied how they told me that they were going to be applied. But for now, it is at $197.42, which is still $50 less than our previous provider. Oh, I forgot to check these 2 off. Sewer, that came in slightly less than we had expected at $49.32. Our water bill is still low here in the winter months, which we will take advantage of that while we can because it skyrockets in the summer. But that is it for bills so far. Then we have our variable expenses, and this is where you can see I was pulling those numbers to know how much to subtract my remaining from. But we will fill this out next week when we go to close out this budget with our 2 weeks of variable expenses. Next is the sinking funds, where I track any transactions from our sinking funds category. And those are the blue boxes. Get my purple pen. And the first one we have is our Amazon Prime membership. It had come out, it was $119. Okay. And then we had a DMV purchase. This was moving permits, new titles, yada yada, fun DMV stuff. Again, if you watched my goals video, we need to get our motorhome registered, and it is a process. But as you can see, I've gone to the DMV, we got our moving permit, now we just need to get it smogged, and then it's back to the DMV. But we are on track to have all of that done before our vacation in March. So even though it's a pain, I am glad to be making progress on that. Okay, all that is left on this week to reconcile is savings, and I actually track this on my Velocity banking sheet, so that is tracked elsewhere. I will do a Velocity banking monthly check-in, and that's where this will be reflected, is on there. But that is it. All of our transactions have been reconciled for this week. We know where we stand moving into week 2 as far as our variable expenses go. Bills overall are coming in as we would expect, and we have a plan for this change in income. That is it for this weekly check-in. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you next time when I do my Paycheck 2 budget forecast for January.